another special rule pertaining a fetus. Right? Beheimah shemeis ubo b'soich meo, if an animal's fetus died inside its womb. V'oishit aroyes yodai v'nogaboy. And the shepherd extended his hand into the womb and touched it. Ben v'veimot mea, ben v'veimot teiro, whether it is a case of an unclean animal or a case of a clean animal, tohir, the shepherd is tohir. Rabbi Yossi Glili says, betmeo tome, v'teiro tohir. In the case of an unclean animal, he is tome, v'teiro tohir. So this is a classical case for a vet. If a vet pulled out a fetus, and the fetus was dead, is it tome or tohir? If it was a non-pure animal, there's an opinion that he's tome, becomes tome. But if it's a kosher animal, then he's not. The Gemara analyzes the Tana Kama's opinion. So my time of the Tanakama, what is the Tanakama's reason? Why does the dead fetus not transmit tuma like every animal's carcass? What's so special about a fetus that it doesn't transmit tuma? So Omar Rav Chisda, Kal v'chomer, litigate for it not to transmit tuma while it is in the mother's womb, if the mother accomplishes so much to render it permissible for consumption in a case where she is slaughtered while it is yet in her womb, should not accomplish for the lesser achievement of keeping it pure of the tumah of nevela when she is alive. The Gemara asks, Ashkechan Beheimah Teiro, we have found a basis declaring Tohir, the fetus of a clean animal, Beheimah Tmea Minalan, but from where do we derive that the same applies to the fetus of an unclean animal? This cake, let me see. Omar Kro v'chiyomus mina beheimah. So scripture states, "V'chiyomus mina beheimah," if one among the animals shall die. Zu beheimah tmea. This is a reference to an unclean animal. Asher hilochem leochlo, and it continues that you may eat. Zu beheimah tahira. This is a reference to a clean animal. Eat kash beheimah tmea li beheimah tahira. In the verse, an unclean animal is compared to a clean animal regarding the tumah of nevela. Ma beheimah tahira ubo tahir, just as regarding a clean animal. The law is that its dead fetus is tahir. Af beheimah tmea ubo tahir. Similarly, when it comes to a beheimah, an animal that is tamea, that is impure, ubo, the fetus is tahir. Rabbi Yossi Glili, my time, and Rabbi Yossi Glili, what is his reason for declaring a dead fetus in the womb of an unclean animal tummy? Why does Rabbi Yossi says it differently than the Tana Kama? Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, the Omar Kro v'choleilech al kapov b'chol chayo ha'eleches me'al chapayim b'chayot imesi loch. His reason is that Scripture states, and everyone that walks on its paws among all living creatures that walk on four hooves, they are unclean to you. Whoever touches their carcass shall be tomei until the evening.
So like a cat and a bear, right?
Right. Rabbi Yossi understand the pasuk as meaning dead creatures that would walk on their paws if they were alive, and that within living creatures, dead fetuses of unclean species that are in their mother's womb, I have declared Tomei to you.
But they were if it's alive, it's not tummy.
Right, if it's dead, it's Tomei. But accordingly, if a fetus with joined hooves is in the womb of a cow or another clean animal and has died, it should be Tomei as Nevela. For it is dead creature that would walk on its paws and is within a living creature. Why does Rabbi Yossi rule unequivocally in the Mishnah that any dead fetus in the womb of a clean animal is tahir? Scripture declares Tomei that Scripture declares Tomei the dead creatures that would walk on their paws and are within living creatures that walk on four hooves. And this one, a fetus with joined hooves that is in the womb of a cow, is a dead creature that walks on four paws, but within a living creature that walks on 8 hooves, since the mother's hoof was split. It says in 14, the verse itself implies that the dead fetus is Tomei only if it is in the womb of an animal that has joined hooves, a non-kosher one. That's the interpretation of the Ramban. If the womb of a camel or another unclean animal and has died, it should not be Tomei as Nevela. Since, so if you find somehow there was a cow in the womb of a camel, since it is a dead creature that would walk on 8 hooves and is within living creature that walks on 4 hooves, why does Rabbi Yossi rule unequivocally that any dead fetus in the womb of an unclean animal is nevela? I think a camel is chewing its cud, but it's chewing its cud, but doesn't have split hooves. Right. So inside it has an animal, has a cow, let's say, that walks on 8. Right? It has, each one is 2. It's split into 2.
Somebody asked the question, how could this happen? We've been asking this question.
See if he wants. Hoylech v'chol hoylech, instead of stating merely that which walks on its paws, the verse states, and everyone that walks on its paws, whoever touches their carcass shall be Tomei. The expression "and everyone" comes the Rabbi's Por b'Meir Gamal to include a fetus resembling a cow that is in the womb of a camel. So it says a fetus resembling a cow, not a cow, but it's resembling something similar to a cow, teaching that although it has split hooves, it too has the tumah of nevela. The Gemara proceeds, "Kolut b'me'ei kiluta litamei." According to Rabbi Yitzchak's exposition, if the fetus with joined hooves in the womb of a clean animal with joined hooves and has died, it should be Tomei as nevela. The me'al charbo, since it is dead creature that would walk on 4 paws and is within a living creature that walks on 4 paws, and the pasuk declares such creatures Tomei. Why does Rabbi Yossi rule unequivocally that any dead fetus in the womb of a clean animal is tahir? The Gemara answer, for this Rav Chisda, kal v'chomer is effective. The Gemara is nevertheless unsatisfied. Maskif lo Rav Achad be'Barami objected, chazir b'mei chazir toloi litame. According to Rabbi Yitzchak's exposition, a dead pig fetus in the womb of a sow, a female pig, should not be tame. Why? The me'al chishmeinu, since it is a dead creature that would walk on 8 hooves and is within a living creature that walks on 8 hooves. Because the chazir has split hooves and the fetus has it. But Rabbi Yossi declares tome is the dead fetus of any unclean animals, including the pig. The Gemara concludes that Rabbi Yitzchak's exposition is not an adequate source for Rabbi Yossi's ruling. Elam Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, rather Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said, Mehocha. Rabbi Yossi derives his opinion from here. Nefesh ki tiga b'chol davar tome benivlas chat meo, oy benivlas beimot meo benivlas sheretz tome. Scriptures state that if a person touches any tome object, whether the carcass of an unclean chaya, or the carcass of unclean beheimah, or the carcass of unclean creeping creature, he is tame. The Gemara says, "V'chi nivlas beheimah temeo metame v'chi nivlas beheimah temeo metamo uveteiro la metamo." Now, does only the carcass of an unclean beheimah transmit tumah as nevela, but the carcass of a clean beheimah not transmit tumah as nevela? We know that even kosher animals can transmit tumah as nevela. Why Scripture states explicitly in another passage that even the carcass of the clean beheimah has the tumah of nevela? What then does this pasuk mean by singling out the carcass of an unclean beheimah as being in the category of nevela? You can find a kosher animal that its carcass is also in the category of nevela. Ela eizeh zeh, rather, which is this one? To what type of carcass does the verse refers? Zeh ubar, this is the carcass of a fetus that died in its mother's womb. Shebitmei tome v'teira toiv, which in the case of an unclean beheimah is tome as nevela, but in the case of beheimah, a clean beheimah is toher. Ma'achar the nafka with Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, and since Rabbi Yossi derives his opinion from the exposition of Nachman bar Yitzchak, the Rabbi Yitzchak Klamali, why do I need the exposition of Rabbi Yitzchak that was cited above? The Gemara answers, Ilav the Rabbi Yitzchak havo. If lav the Rabbi Yitzchak, if not for Rabbi Yitzchak's exposition, also. I might have said that the entire pasuk expounded by Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak comes for another exposition stated by Rabbi below 71a, and I would not have interpreted as meaning that a carcass of an unclean fetus in its mother's womb has the tumah of nevela. Kamash Malan, scripture therefore informs us in the verse expounded by Rabbi Yitzchak that the carcass of a fetus with joined hooves is tameh as nevela. This is in turn leads us to understand the pasuk cited by Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak as teaching that the same applies to the carcasses of any unclean fetus, including one whose hooves are split. In connection with its discussion of the psukim concerning nevela, the Gemara cites a braysa. Tanya Amar Rabbi Yonason lamadnu namti lo Ben Azai. I said to Ben Azai, Rabbi Yonason said to Ben Azai, Nivlas beheimah tehera shemetam. We have learned in explicit pasuk that the carcasses of a clean beheimah transmit tumah as nevela. V'nivlas beheimah tmeo shemetamo, and that the carcasses of unclean beheimah transmit tumah as nevela. Nivlas chayot tmeo shemetamo, and that the carcass of an unclean chayo transmit tumah as nevela. Nivlas chayot lo lamad. But regarding the carcass of clean chayo, we did not learn this explicitly. Menayin, from where is it derived? Nom li, Ben Azai told me. Ben Azai is one of the four rabbis that went inside the palace. It says Ben Azai itzitz v'nifga. Ben Azai was the one that went in, he picked, and he was harmed by it. Right? So lomadnu, but regarding the carcass of a clean chayo, we did not learn this explicitly. Menayin, so from where is it derived? Namli, Ben Azai told me. Kol oilech al kapo b'chol hachayo oileches. We learned from this verse, everyone that walks on its paws, among any chayo that walks on four hooves, they are unclean to you. Whoever touches their carcass shall be tomei until the evening. Namtilo, I said to Ben Azai, v'chinema v'chol chayo, but any chayo stated in the verse to include the clean species of chayo. Why? It is not this, but within any chayo that is stated, le'me'alche chapayim v'chayo u'da'asu. And it is to include creatures that would walk on their paws and have died within the womb of the living creatures, that this comes. Namli, Ben Azai said to me, "My Yishmael there, and what does Yishmael say regarding this matter?" Namtila, I said to him, the Rabbi Shmuel said the following: "V'chiyomus min beheimah." And when Scripture states, if a beheimah shall die, zu beheimah tmeo. This is a reference to unclean animal.
In modern Hebrew, does anybody ever say namti instead of amarti? No.
Asher ilochem laochlo, and when it continues, that which is fit for you to eat, zu beheimah teira. This is a reference to a clean beheimah. The pasuk concludes that one who touches the carcass of either of them is tomei. Now, since Scripture has taught that the carcass of either a clean beheimah or unclean one is tomei, we automatically know that the same applies to both the clean and unclean chayo. Lamadnu chayo bichlal beheimah ubeheimah bichlal chayo. We have learned chayo are in the category of beheimah, and the species ordinarily regarded as beheimah, domestic species, are included in the scriptural category of chayo. Besides, using this lesson, resolve the initial difficulty Rabbi Shmuel extrapolated from its general guidelines in scriptural interpretation. Chayo teiro bichlal beheimah teiro. Accordingly, you may apply the following principles in your study of scripture. A clean chayo is included in the category of clean beheimah. Chayo tmeo bichlal beheimah temeo. An unclean chayo is included in the category of unclean beheimah. Beheimah temeo bichlal chayo temeo. An unclean beheimah is included in the category of unclean chayo. Beheimah teiro bichlal chayo teiro. And a clean beheimah is included in the category of a clean chayo. Rabbi Yonason concludes his narrative with Ben Azai's reaction to Rabbi Shmuel's insight. And upon hearing this, Ben Azai said to me in these words, Chaval al Ben Azai shelo yishimesh et Rabbi Shmuel. Alas, that Ben Azai did not serve Rabbi Shmuel. We'll continue, God willing, tomorrow.